Guys, welcome to my channel. How have you been? How did your day go? Hope you ate well, drank well, and had a good rest. Hi. Today we are going to talk about a very interesting topic that influences almost everybody. A topic many people have complained about, and there are many reasons for that. It's nothing else but throwing light on why people treat you the way they do, why people treat me the way they do. It may be good, it may be bad, but whatever the situation, there are always reasons why people treat others the way they do. There are actually many reasons, but we'll talk on 7 reasons. And I would like you to focus on the 7th reason because the 7th reason is your responsibility. The 7th reason is what you can control. The 7th reason is the reason that makes you the boss in charge. So make sure you're handling that. The other reasons, you may just decide on the attitude to keep because it's usually people projecting themselves on you and it's not your fault. But it's usually not your fault. In that situation, your attitude is the game changer. So it will be a very short video, but I'll reiterate on the 7th point. So the first reason why people treat you the way they do, many people talk about it a lot. They treat you the way they do because of how they feel about you. Some people hate for no reason. Some people love for no reason. Some people say, I hate this person's face. I hate the way they talk. I hate their guts. You can't expect a good treatment from that kind of a person. And some people may just like, I just like you naturally. I can't explain why. Of course, that will influence a positive treatment towards you. And that's wonderful. Second reason why people may treat you the way they do is based on their upbringing. People have different upbringings. Some people are raised in chaos. Some people did not receive much love. They don't even know how to extend that to others. Some people, bullying was a normal norm in their environment, and that's all what they learned. And it's easy for them to transmit it to others without them knowing even. They were raised in toxic environment. So it takes just the grace, right, for people who come out from such an environment to act otherwise. You see, relationship dynamics highly influenced by upbringing. There's a statement I always make that an adult is the product of their child. So if their upbringing, their childhood was awesome, there is a possibility, it's not 100%, but there's a possibility their adulthood will also be awesome. And if their childhood was chaos, there's a possibility there'll be a lot of chaos in that adult and the way they treat others. So it's all about energy. Our environment influences us a lot. You can't ignore that. The third reason why people treat others the way they do is based on their mindset. It may be based on their mindset about you or the situation that brought you people together. I really like to emphasize on generally, this is general, it's not personal. Generally, in-laws usually treat their in-laws the way they do based on mindset. It's really the standard that the society has placed. You understand? Because this person it's my in-law. This is my expectation of him or her. So they go by that. The 4th point why people treat others the way they do is based on what they heard about you. And that's so funny. Some people may just have heard others gossip about you, say a lot of shit about you, and they wouldn't do their findings. And in ignorance, they would join that crowd and just hate you for no reason. But those who are wise, they take their time to find out. The 5th reason, connected to the 4th reason, out of ignorance. Some people are fantastically ignorant and they are not accountable for their actions. They just act anyhow. They lack emotional intelligence. They transmit it to everyone. They project their lack of it to anyone. And sometimes the complaint person one will give is the same complaint person two will give. I remember there was a time I was working somewhere and we had to call one of our colleagues and we called her out that you have this attitude of not responding to very important messages on time. So you see, it was not directed to one person only. It is typical of that person to not respond to messages. Okay. Some people treat others the way they do. Here's the seed point, based on what's going on within them. Yeah, someone may have a bad day and they'll project it on you. There are a certain category of people, whatever the situation may be, they hold themselves together. However, there are other people, they go through stuff and they can't just keep it together. They project it on others. Finally, the seventh point, which is your responsibility. And this is the main reason I'm making this video. I didn't just want to talk on it alone without highlighting others. Are you listening? People treat you the way they do, depending on how you present yourself to them. This is very, very, very important. And this affects relationships a lot. And I'm emphasizing on good people. Oh, this one catches you. You have to make some adjustments. People indeed will treat you based on how you present yourself to them. If you make them know, like when you are living in a house and you can do everything for them, it takes just few people to use their common sense, their brain, and say, this person is trying, I should be compensating. Maybe if they wash plates, I should try to sweep. They will just say, oh, this person is so kind. This person tolerates. I don't need to do anything. The person understands. Yeah, they will even help you mess up the house very well. Of course, you complain it. So take note on what you are giving out to people, because that's information you are giving them on how to treat you. Don't do too much. Do the basics. Delegate. This happens a lot in marriages. From the onset in your marriage, from the onset in your relationship, you have to set the standard. If you make your partner, even your friends, know that you can do everything, and even if they do nothing, that's okay. That's exactly how they'll treat you. And the consequence will be burnout, resentment. So make sure you are doing just the needful and make sure you are delegating, right? If there's need for delegation, there's no crime in that. You do what you can and delegate some tasks to others, especially if you're with someone you've observed and you notice that they are not willing to do anything. All they want to do is enjoy, feel free. When you cook, they are zapping their phones, they are punching, they are waiting. They won't even slice veggies. When it's ready, they boldly, courageously, majestically put food and eat. You suffer from burnout and resentment. It's okay. It's not a sin to call people out when it's necessary. If you show people that they can always bring in the same problem that you have advised them over, and they didn't take to it, and they went and committed the same error again and again and had the same consequences, and they kept coming back to you and you kept giving them more counseling, more advice, that's exactly how they will treat you, like an available ground to dump trauma on. Yeah, because you have made it known to them that you can tolerate every shit. So there should be a limit. At one point, you have to say, no, we've been talking about this thing. However you want to decide it, you go take that responsibility of your action this time around. I have nothing to say. Just giving an example. If you treat people, you make people know that you are okay with being the one to always check on them, to always call them, even if they don't call you, you don't rebuke them. That's how they roll. That's how they'll treat you. I have seen people with very firm personalities. They have they don't have much to offer, but they are firm with that what they are. They know they are fantastically, I like this word, lazy, and they're not changing anything about that. And the consequence is people go with that. They have presented themselves as lazy people, and that's who they are. You get it? I always say that, oh, sometimes wicked people enjoy a lot because both humanity and God always give excuses for them. They always forgive them. If they do something wrong and want to talk to them, people will say, just forgive them. Maybe they didn't know, but you who is doing a lot, you are the one who will end up being punished. Okay, let me sum it up with this story. So one of my pastor's wives, we had a, a meeting with her, pastor's wife, trying to give some of us counsel. And she gave her experience that when she just got married to her husband, she used to bulldoze. She used to work a lot. She used to work a lot. She showed her husband that she could do everything in the house. And that's how it went. And by the time she was complaining, she said it was too late and she's regretting that if she knew, she wouldn't have been doing too much. Now, she can only complain. The husband has known her to be, my wife does everything. So make sure you are setting a limit to every action you are doing. Make sure you pamper yourself. Don't do too much for anyone. Do just the needful and make sure people are in their right position. However you decided, people will take you the way you are. Have you noticed that wicked people are highly respected? They are feared. People just talk behind her. That's all. I'm not saying you should be wicked. I'm just reminding you that you are kind enough to do the needful. And that's wonderful. Don't do it too much and burn out. That's not healthy for you and your health. Something came up again. This lady in a nursing home, in a facility, right, was complaining to her caregiver that the reason why she's sick is because she did too much. She showed her family that she could take care of them, including her parents, and it ended up breaking her. So don't do too much to the extent that you end up being the broken one. Teach people how you want to be treated. If you want to be treated with honor, make sure you are honoring yourself. Don't turn yourself to an automatic servant or slave just to prove a point, or if not prove a point, just because you can't gather the courage to tell people to do your own. And sometimes you set those boundaries with actions. Sometimes it's not necessarily words. So that's the end of our topic. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and share. See you on my next video. Bye.